morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all doing well this weekend. The weather is absolutely glorious and forecast to be like this all weekend. So we are in for a treat. I hope you've all got lots of things planned for your gardens this weekend, or if you're like me and just going to relax and just take it easy in the garden and just enjoy the weather while it's here. Whatever you do, I hope you're going to have a really, really good and productive weekend. Anyway, welcome to the unboxing of our April subscription box. So as you know, the goal of the box is to help you grow and enjoy your own homegrown food all year round. We believe that we're the only organic subscription box on the market, which is really exciting. And as always, we love to try and share some of the history of the seeds with you and just some of the backstory. All of our seeds are heritage or heirloom types. So that means that you can save the seed from the plants that you grow. And it just helps to protect our seed security. So we're just kind of doing our bit for kind of future of seed security and the planet, all in one lovely little box delivered to you each month. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and let's get started. So if you've received your box already, which hopefully you have done by now, because we are nearly halfway through the month, this is how it arrived. So as normal, we've got our little sticker. You have your happy post, your reminder, that little open date, and the reminder to snap, tag and share. Sorry, I have opened my box already just to make it easier while we're doing the unboxing. And so then as we open the box, we have our little welcome insert, which just gives you a little bit of intro, and excuse me, as always, has a little QR code that will take you to the special webpage dedicated to the April subscription box, and that is where you'll find a little bit more information about the box. It's where we'll upload this unboxing video and where the sew along videos and recipes are all located too. So we do try and give you recipes each month as well, so that you can make the most out of your harvests, and we try and make the veg in the box the star of the show in the recipe as well. So rather than just being a little ingredient as part of a larger recipe, we try and make the ingredient the star of the meal. So this month I just did pop a little organic postcard in, just reminding everybody about organic, why it makes a difference, why it's important. And so yeah, just a little bit different, but hopefully you enjoyed having a quick read of that. And then we have our little welcome insert. So I'll just read it out to everybody. So it just says, hi, welcome to your April subscription box. Our goal is to help you grow delicious food all year round, and there is not a month that goes by when there is nothing to sow. Inside your box, you will find full sowing instructions for your seeds and some information about each variety. The QR code below will take you to a special webpage dedicated to your April box, and this is where you'll find information about your box, recipes, and of course our sew along videos, which we will upload as we start sewing. So if anyone has been following along, I did initially say I was going to do the sew along videos today, but because the weather was so beautiful last week, I did manage to get them up early for you all. So if you received your box, you will have gone to have a look at that webpage and seen that sew along videos have been there all week. April is such a lovely month. The light just hits different in spring, doesn't it? So with that in mind, let's kickstart our April seed sowing with a refreshing cup of tea and embrace this exciting new season of longer days. And oh my gosh, isn't it better when the light is just, the nights are lighter. We just feel like we've got more time in the garden, and just, yeah, everything's better in spring. So here's to spending many evenings in our gardens, planting seeds and playing with plants. Your box is ready to open. So again, just your little QR code is just there in the corner, which will take you to your webpage. So then we have our tissue paper with our little Soil Association logo there. Excuse me. And then, sorry, I know it's always backwards on these lives, isn't it? I think it's like a mirror image. And then this is how your box looks when it's opened. Obviously, everything moves around a little bit in transport. So we have our lovely organic tea bag. So this month we've gone for morning berry, so a nice energizing herbal tea for you to enjoy while you are doing your seed sowing. We have our little lollipop sticks that you can use for your plant labels, so they are FSC certified. Excuse me. We have our lovely seeds. And of course our little inserts, which gives you some information about each variety in the box, and then on the back is the sowing and growing instructions for that variety. So let's look at the seeds that we got this month. So we got our carrot oxhella, squash blue ballet, courgette genovese, cucumber sonia, and runner bean white imago. So really, really exciting box. I feel like everything's just, the longer days, the warmer temperatures, it just means everything gets so much more exciting. It feels like we can plant some really, really exciting things. Things like the runner beans and the courgettes will just take over in no time and just give us an abundance of amazing harvests and things to enjoy. So it just feels like we're really starting to get somewhere now, doesn't it? So we'll go through the little insert so you can learn more about each variety. So we'll start with our squash blue ballet. So blue ballet is an absolute stunner. The fruits are teardrop shaped with a really gorgeous blue-grey skin, and then when you cut into it, you are presented with the brightest orange flesh. Think of it like a levelled up version of the ever popular Uchikikuri met with the iconic blue Hubbard squash. So blue ballet will produce around 3 or 4 fruits per plant, and they have a really excellent storage qualities. Each fruit can weigh up to around 2 kilos, and so it's just a nice size. So if you've ever grown the Uchikikuri before, they're just a nice kind of compact size. They're not too small, but more importantly, they're not too big. So they're kind of like the perfect size to enjoy in one meal, in my opinion. So yeah, you're not you don't have this massive squash that kind of, what am I going to do with that? How am I going to store it? You know, it's just a nice thing to just cut up and enjoy. So growing squash not only provides us with harvests to enjoy over the winter, but also their trailing habit and large leaves really help with weed control in the garden over the summer months, which is always a much welcome time saver. So I just love squash for that reason. You know, when you're busy and you're working, and just weeding is, you know, you spend all summer trying to water your plants. Weeding is the last thing you want to do. So I always plant so much squash just so that they can sprawl across the ground and really try and keep some of those weeds down and just give me that kind of helping hand. Did you know that squash flowers are edible? They can be eaten fresh, steamed, fried, baked, or stuffed. And then we have our carrot oxhella. So oxhella is a more modern version of the famous oxheart carrot, which was a French heirloom. We would describe it as a modern heritage variety. Improvements to the original variety have been made under biodynamic conditions so that the seeds are well adapted to chemical-free growing methods. The elevated version has a powerful aromatic flavour and intense inner colouring, and its shoulders are broad, up to 6 centimetres wide, and the roots can grow up to 16 centimetres long. So a nice chunky I keep wanting to say cabbage, a nice chunky carrot. This is a real speciality carrot that you won't find in the supermarket, and we just know you're going to love growing it. Did you know that the orange carrot that we know and love today wasn't actually developed until the 17th century in the Netherlands? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that the original carrots used to be kind of black or purple, like the very, very original ones. Just really, really hard to find those as a organic variety. Obviously, organic is not as popular as non-organic, so we are quite limited in the varieties that we can get hold of, and coupled with the fact that everything that we sell at Heritage Organic Seeds has to be a heritage variety as well, it does kind of limit the market, which is why if we can keep opting for organic, the market will hopefully expand and we will have more varieties on offer for you all. And then we have our cucumber sonia. So there's nothing quite like the taste of a homegrown cucumber, so we absolutely had to include cucumbers in the subscription box. Cucumber sonia is a lovely dark-skinned variety that can grow up to 25 centimetres long. It has crunchy flesh, no bitterness, and can even be grown outside. So cucumbers originated in India and have been in cultivation for around 3,000 years. With their Indian origins, it will come as no surprise that they are widely used in Ayurvedic treatments. And did you know that most of the cucumber flavour actually comes from the seed? So a little fun fact for you all. And then courgette genovese. So for a classic heirloom courgette, look no further than courgette genovese, which comes from the Italian town of Genoa. The fruits of this variety have a pale green, slightly mottled skin, and their flavour is delicate yet delicious, and the paler skin varieties are actually becoming more and more sought after. So Genovese has an open growth habit which makes it easier to harvest the fruits, and it is early to produce, so you'll be able to enjoy an abundance of courgettes all season long. Courgettes are popular the world over, although the French initially rejected the vegetable as being too bland. They have since changed their minds after the introduction of the famous ratatouille, which comes from Provence. And did you know that one courgette contains more potassium than a medium-sized banana? So it's super healthy as well. And then finally, we have our runner bean white emergo. So white emergo is a traditional runner bean with beautiful white flowers. So the white flowered varieties are known to be less susceptible to bird damage. White emergo produces an abundance of delicious white seeded beans, even in poor weather. So I mean, hopefully we don't get such a poor season like we did last year. But if we did, then this is the variety to grow. Because it's still going to do well, even if we don't get much sunshine and have a lot of rain. So this particular variety is often grown as a substitute for butter beans. To add to their versatility, the flowers and leaves of runner beans are also edible. Like all beans, runner beans contain the toxic protein phytohemagglutinin, so they should be cooked before eating. So I hope you've all enjoyed everything that was in this month's subscription box. I'd love to know if you've already started sowing your seeds. Mine have been on the go since last Friday, and some of the cucumbers are already starting to pop up, so that's really exciting. I think all this lovely warm weather that we've had and the sunshine is just really, really helping them on. So I'd love to know what you all think of the box. Do drop me a message if you've started sowing. It would be great if you could tag us so we can follow your growing journey as well. I'm not going to keep you all too much today. The sun is shining and I want you all to go and just enjoy the weekend and enjoy being outside. But as always, do reach out if you have any questions at all. The sew along videos are all on the subscription box website or on YouTube. So yeah, just thank you so much to everybody, as always, for your continued support. It really does mean the world. It is only me running the business and really trying to grow it into something really special. So yeah, I love sharing all of the seed stories with you all and would love to hear what seed stories you're making of your own as well. I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing video. We do have some subscription boxes left for April if anyone has watched this video and thinks, oh, I'd love to try some of those seeds. The seeds are all exclusive to the subscription box. They're not available for sale on the website. So if you want to try any of those, do come and join the subscription box. If you just go to the website heritageorganicseeds.com, and there is just a little link on the menu there for the subscription. Really, really easy to sign up. You're not tied in. You can cancel it at absolutely any time. No questions asked. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I will speak to you soon.